Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Tom Cheney, and welcome to Living Health Live. Joining me on the show as well in life and in our practice, Living Health Integrative Medicine, is my wife, Dr. Stephanie Cheney. So we are your trusted source for the latest information to help you get and stay healthy naturally. We're excited to bring you today's show. We're going to be talking about how do I know if I have type 2 diabetes? So let's get into that. So we've discussed in the past shows type 1 diabetes, we've talked about type 2 diabetes, and so many patients want to know, well, how do I know if I have type 2 diabetes?
Yeah, it's very important for this to be part of regular medical checkups because often it's missed in the form of prediabetes for many, many, many years. And, the sooner you catch these things, the easier it is to reverse them and to handle them, and to not end up needing to be diagnosed and medicated in the first place. But so type 2 diabetes is a disease of insulin resistance. Insulin is the hormone that your pancreas secretes to help get sugar into the cells, out of the blood and into the cells so that the sugars get used to make energy. We will more often see this diagnosis in the older population. By older, it used to be called an adult onset diabetes, anywhere from age 30 on up. But we are, because of massive changes to our lifestyle and diet in the last 30, 40 years, we are seeing more and more children getting diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So it's no longer really an adult onset diabetes anymore. We see 8-year-olds getting diagnosed with this. We have young kids, 9 years old, coming into our office with type 2 diabetes, parents wanting to figure out how to reverse it. Pretty crazy. So it's an excess amount of sugar, usually because of poor lifestyle or dietary habits, lack of activity or exercise, infections, chronic infections, medication induced. So certain medications can actually induce type 2 diabetes, hormone imbalances, stress, sleep issues. If you have a little bit of all of these things, that can compound and eventually add up to a diagnosis of diabetes. The pancreas is making insulin, but it's just not able to make enough to handle the load of sugar that is circulating in the bloodstream due to all of these different outside forces. Very often a type 2 diabetic will present as having some issues with weight gain, obesity, especially midsection belly obesity. Oftentimes this type 2 diabetes goes hand in hand with hypertension, which is high blood pressure and elevated cholesterol. And so we very often see a type 2 diabetic that ends up not just on diabetes medication, but sometimes at the same time as getting diagnosed and put on diabetes medication like metformin, also put on hypertension medication and cholesterol-lowering medication. We see that. Type 2 diabetes is a reversible disease. It's known as a preventable disease, and anything that's preventable, generally speaking, is more often than not reversible, especially if we catch it in time.
So that's great news for most of you that are out there. You're struggling with blood sugar. What we see clinically in our practice is that we're able to reverse this condition when we're treating the right causes. And going back to the contributing factors, Dr. Steph just went through a bunch of them. There's other ones she didn't even go over, but I just quickly add one, and that's toxins. Our current society, just overall, we're all bombarded with toxins, and some of us can eliminate these toxins better than others. And I can see that's a big issue when it comes to many of these chronic diseases. It's just we're just overburdened with toxins. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about the stats and the statistics for type 2 and type 1 diabetes. We'll go through the different stats on the.
Yes. So diabetes on a global scale is considered a pandemic. There have been roughly 1.5 million deaths each year due to some type of diabetes. It's considered the 6th to 7th leading cause of death, depending on the country. Pretty prevalent in the United States and North America. 80% roughly 90% roughly of diabetes is type 2 diabetes. So that makes up the bulk of it. And about 10% is type 1 diabetes. And 80% is considered preventable. And so the preventable is also generally potentially reversible. And that's a key thing here. And the scary part about diabetes or elevated sugars in general is the amount of systemic damage it does to the body and how much it contributes to other leading causes of death, like cancer and heart disease, which are the number 1 and 2 causes of death. That's actually an underpinning of being caused by diabetes, or at least associated with it in many cases. So we've got stroke and cardiovascular disease as a complicating factor, nephropathy, which is kidney disease, neuropathy, which is nerve damage, retinopathy, which is damage to the eyes. We have a strong correlation with diabetes and Alzheimer's dementia. In fact, in the Alzheimer's dementia world, type 3 type of Alzheimer's is considered to be caused by blood sugar issues or diabetes.
And certain research circles call type 3 diabetes Alzheimer's and dementia.
That's right. I was getting those things flipped. Must be my own brain or something. I don't know. And then we have issues with ulcers and amputations associated with the vascular and circulation issues. I mean, literally what happens is your system just stops being able to get blood flow to the tiny body parts, and the body starts to shut down and die because of diabetes. So it's a very, very serious disease that contributes not just to primary cause of death, but is a primary cause of other types of deaths that we talked about, like cancer and heart disease.
And you guys hear me say this over and over, is you have to know your numbers. So maybe some of you out there, you're not sure if you're diabetic or not. You got to know your numbers. You can't rely on your doctor. I just hear patients all the time tell me, well, my doctor called and said that everything's normal. Well, you really want to reach out to the doctor and get a copy of those tests so you can track it. You can see the trend, because as you can see here, a third of those with type 2 diabetes are unaware that they have the illness. So you need to stay on top of these numbers.
And then this is the United States statistics. This is from the CDC's website. So roughly 34.2 million people have diabetes. That's about 10% of the US population. Undiagnosed are many, many people. And then 88 million people have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes. And about a third of those a quarter of those are above the age of 65. So we are seeing it more and more in younger people. 18 years or older have been diagnosed with prediabetes. And it's estimated that by the year, it was estimated that by the year 2020, and so we're here, roughly half the population is either diabetic or pre-diabetic, diagnosed or undiagnosed. So we're looking at a really epidemic amount of people dealing with diabetes or pre-diabetes. And again, the majority of these are type 2 diabetics, and this is a preventable and reversible disease. And there's really no reason that the statistics should be this high.
Yeah, we're definitely in an epidemic. And once again, I think that if you broke down the diagnosed, undiagnosed, pre-diabetic, you're going to see this number go way up. Mm-hmm. I think many people, they don't know they're pre-diabetic. So let's talk about the symptoms of type 2 diabetes.
Yes, and this is important because maybe your doctor, or you aren't going to the doctor, you're not getting regular checkups, or they're just not running a comprehensive blood work to be able to catch anything. Sugar in the blood can look normal for many, many, many years while the body's compensating until it just can't compensate anymore. And if the doctor is only running blood glucose and a minor couple other things, it can be very undiagnosed for a long time. So common symptoms of type 2 diabetes would be itching of the skin or slow healing of wounds. So let's say you get a cut on your foot and it's really, really sore and abscessed, and it's taking weeks and weeks and weeks to clear up and to heal. Constantly feeling hungry, like you just can't get enough food, skin infections, skin tags that are kind of in areas like around the neck area. That can be a very commonly associated with type 2 diabetes. Dry mouth, frequent urination. So what can happen is if your muscles and your fat cells become insulin resistant, so they're no longer listening to insulin and you can't get sugar into these tissues anymore, then the body will actually start to try to get it out in urine. So it'll try to force it out of the body through your kidneys in through your urine. And that's actually the historical definition of diabetes is sweet urine, basically. And so frequent urination is a sign that your body's really trying to get rid of excess of sugar. And that means also excess thirst. So it's just like, you're just like this constantly intaking fluid, peeing fluid. It's like you can't hold on or retain anything. That's usually an indicator of elevated sugars in the body. You probably have high sugars, not just in the blood, but also in the urine test. You can get so bad that you have numbness or tingling in the feet or hands. This is more often, it will be a young person that gets to this point before they get a diagnosis. More often an adult later in life that kind of is just having a hard time managing their type 2 diabetes. They can get to the point where they get that nerve damage so bad. But if you haven't already been diagnosed and you're a young person now having some foot numbness, you need to get worked up for type 2 diabetes, because you literally could be now destroying the nerves in your feet and in your fingers, which also means that you're going to get brain involvement. Any nerve involvement includes brain involvement. And that's where we can start to also see eye involvement, and we can start to have visual impairment. Blurriness that comes and goes, especially after eating, could also be an indicator of type 2 diabetes.
So listen to your body, pay attention to your body, listen to what it's telling you, and make sure that, once again, when you're going to the doctor, you're staying on top of these numbers so you know where you're at. Now let's talk about type 2 diabetes management versus reversal. We talked about reversing diabetes earlier, and we talked about how many of these cases are preventable, but they're also reversible. Now, when we see patients coming into our practice, and many of them have been to their primary care doctor, many even have endocrinologists, which are, in conventional medicine, these are the diabetic experts. And what is talked about in this realm is typically talking about managing diabetes. And I don't know about you, Dr. Steph, but if I'm a diabetic, I don't want to manage this disease. I want to reverse it.
Yeah, the system pretty much is set up. The conventional system, you get diagnosed and then you get a prescription to handle the diagnosis. And so, and then you're literally on the train to being managed to death. Because once you get up that diagnosis and once you're on medications, then usually it's just management by these medications and the side effects of the medications, and not working to actually reverse the disease means the disease progressively gets worse over time. This is known in the conventional system as a progressively degenerative disease that will shorten your life, according to the American Diabetes Association, by roughly 15 years. And this is ridiculous because this is a reversible disease. It's preventable and it's reversible. So the approach is you want to work with a provider who's not just going to manage you to death, but is actually going to help reverse the condition. And by reversing it, the difference between reversing and conventional management is our job when we see a diabetic is to try to figure out what are all the underlying causes of this person's condition so that we can actually push that body back into normal function. And in doing so, we're actually able to help a patient reduce and eventually, hopefully, eliminate medication, thereby preventing the progression of this disease and really empowering the patient and teaching them how to maintain their reversal so they no longer have diabetes at all. And so that is the ultimate goal. There's a very big difference. Reversal of diabetes means, normal hemoglobin A1C, normal blood sugar, on no medication, back where they were before they got their diagnosis and when they were functioning well, and really teaching them how to manage health, a healthy body versus managing a diseased body that's just going to continue to, become more and more diseased.
Yeah, our patients now have an owner's manual for their body. Yeah. So they know, okay, this is what I need to do for my body, because there's a lot out there, right? There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of advice. People are giving advice saying, well, this is the right way to do it. Go on this diet or that diet.
Or this magic supplement.
Or this magic supplement. It can be very confusing. Yeah. We don't have a cookie cutter program for every person. It's customized and tailored specifically for that individual. Mm-hmm. The other thing I'll just emphasize before we jump off here is, if you're out there and you're feeling fine, but you have been told you're either pre-diabetic or diabetic, you have to get on top of this. You don't want to put your head in the sand and think that, everything is fine inside, because what you don't feel is the damage going on. This disease is aging you. It's accelerating the aging process. So if you look at your chronological age versus your actual biological age, you're going to see that the tissues are much older because everything is going and fast forwarding and aging at a higher speed. Mm-hmm. So you have to jump on this. You have to get in front of this. I've had patients that came to me and they said that, they were feeling fine until just one day they woke up and they looked at their little toe and their little toe was purple. And, before that, they were taking their medication. They were on, they thought everything was controlled and fine, but unfortunately, everything wasn't fine inside.
They were managing instead of actually, nothing ever stays the same, right? So, even the condition of your car, the condition of your house, nothing just stays the same. If you do nothing, if you do not change anything to try to improve the condition of your body, especially after you've been diagnosed, then the body is just going to continue to deteriorate. It doesn't matter how many medications you take. And in fact, many of the medications that you take eventually make things worse in the long run. So staying on these medications, even diabetes medications like metformin, long term can actually contribute to the disease over a period of time. And so you've got to start looking at working to better the condition. You can't just ride the train because it's going to get worse. You have to actively start looking at ways to improve. And when you look at ways to improve, then you're actually looking at ways to reverse the condition. And that's where you're going to get results.
Absolutely. So if you have any comments or questions, you can always leave them down below. Also, subscribe to our channel. So if you enjoyed this video, we're always producing new content. So make sure you subscribe, like, and share our content with others. And then if you want more like this, we're also giving a totally free diabetes reversal webinar. So I'm going to put the link down below. You can click on the link, register for that for one of our upcoming webinars. I'll also put the link to our book, Defeat Diabetes. So we wrote the book, Defeat Diabetes. We've been helping diabetics for 15 plus years now in our practice. So we put this book together to help patients, kind of a quick start method to get you right on the right track. We've seen so many patients just kind of out there, not really knowing what the right way to go is. So these are clinical strategies that we've seen to be effective. And then we really customize everything we get in the office for the individual. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And once again, we will see you in the next video.